Hey guys, so I just got done finally watching the new horror movie, The Wretched. This is another one of those movies that I came to my drive-in, and I kind of didn't hear about this movie until I saw it was coming to my drive-in. Even though that's kind of not true at the same time, because this movie, I don't know if anybody knows much about this movie. This movie has made kind of headlines over the last couple months. And good and headlines in a good way, in that it's right now. It was at one time this movie for like I think like 3 weeks. This movie was the number one movie at the box office. Yeah, this was the number one movie at the box office during this pandemic. This movie was, and it like maybe only made like $100,000 of that, at the box office. So it reached number one. That's how bad the situation is right now. There's like no movie theaters open right now, and this movie capitalized on that. If there is one positive thing to come out of this situation, which there isn't really any, but if there is one positive thing, that movies that are like these little small independent movies, such as small independent horror movies, are getting a lot of limelight right now, are getting the spotlight right now, and that's kind of cool. Like, this is a movie that probably would have went right under the fucking radar if it wasn't for the current situation we are in. This, like I said, I didn't know about this movie other than until I heard that this movie was making headlines, that this was the number one movie at the box office for a few weeks. Between this and that movie Becky, this is one of the highest grossing films of the summer. This will be the big summer blockbuster. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, that was pretty much mostly what I knew about going in. I read the plot and everything else, kind of going in what the plot was. And I even saw the trailer. Finally watched the trailer right before I watched this movie, and I thought the trailer was pretty fucking creepy. I thought it looked pretty creepy and kind of interesting. I was like, okay, got my interest. Movie, even though when I first saw the poster for this movie, it has a pretty kick-ass poster if you haven't seen it. I saw like the deer skeleton thing, woman with a deer skeleton head. And I was thinking, oh, is this that movie about, like, the kid who was feeding a monster or something like that? Or yada yada. Like, no, that movie's Antlers. I'm like, this movie kind of seems a little too similar to that, but not in any way at all. I was excited because I was like, ooh, I've been really wanting to see that movie. That actually looks really fucking good. I see the previews for Antlers looked really good. I don't even know when the fuck that's coming out now. But yeah, this is not Antlers, but this is something else. And yeah, I actually kind of like this movie. I did. I actually kind of like this movie. And like I said, it is really cool to see small independent movies like this and We Summon the Darkness and like other things like Becky and stuff like that get more of a spotlight because of the situation we're in. And this is not a bad fucking movie. It's not a bad horror movie at all. It's actually a pretty solid horror movie. I've really enjoyed the fuck out of it. This movie is creepy as shit. It is really creepy as shit. If you don't know the story, this is what this movie is. It's basically... It's kind of almost like two different stories going on at the same time in this movie. But it's been done before. This kind of movie has been done before. It's a movie where half of this movie is about this teenage or 17-year-old kid who is a troubled teenager who is trying to deal with the divorce of his parents, and he also kind of got into some trouble and also broke his hand. I think trying to steal pills or something like that. I forgot what the fuck his explanation was. But he's trying to deal with his parents being split up, and he goes to live with his dad for the summer at like this coastal town. I forget where the fuck it was. And he works with his dad at this marina where he meets some friends, and it's like a coming-of-age story about him trying to cope with his parents' divorce and meeting all these new people, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, next door to him and his dad, there's a fucking straight up horror movie going on where this woman is being possessed by a witch. I'm not making that up. That's exactly what's going on. Is that and she's like kidnapping children and making people forget they even had children, or even forget they even had, or like eating people, eating children. Like it's a crazy kind of story, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's one of those movies that like I thought the girl was really good. The girl who was the main girl in The Witch for the most part. The girl who played the mom. Because this witch can switch bodies throughout this movie multiple times. But the mom is the witch for the majority of the movie, and she was really fucking good. I liked her in this movie. I would have been fine with her being the main villain throughout this thing. It would have been kind of cool, because she was really good in this movie. She was kind of fucking fun to watch. She was kind of terrifying and menacing. I don't know, I've never seen her. It's all a bunch of unknown actors in this film I've never seen before. This is even directed by a brother duo who this is their first feature-length film, I think. And this is a pretty good fucking movie to start out with. And I love the atmosphere of this movie. This movie is creepy as shit. Like, it's unnerving. This movie, it's not a gory movie, even though it's like not even rated. It's not even rated. It doesn't even have a rating, an R rating or anything. It just says NR. And I thought it was gonna be like this real big giant gore fest. It's not really. Only towards the end does it get kind of gory, but it's not even that bad. Like, a lot of the violence that happens in this movie is kind of done off screen, and like I like that. You have to imagine what the fuck is going on. You hear like all these crunching noises, and it sounds disturbing. You're like, it like left to your imagination. That's the best kind of horror violence like you see in kind of horror movies. Like the atmosphere is really fucking great in this movie. I loved it. The movie, I can honestly say, it's one of those movies I gotta give it credit, because if a movie can make me sit there and like in anticipation of what the fuck is about to happen in this movie, because I have no idea what the fuck was going to happen in this movie. I didn't know what the end result was going to. I didn't know how some characters were going to survive this situation. I was curious. It's like there are points in this movie like it just seems like plot convenience that some characters get saved. Like, there's a point in this movie where one of the main characters of this movie is getting like drowned, and somehow randomly a dog just pops up out of nowhere and fucking saves him. I don't know where this fucking dog came from. I still don't know what word I hit. I was like, what? I was like, that made no sense. And the dog gets shot, and I'm like, so who was that dog? Whose dog was that? What was that dog? What the hell is going on? That made no sense to me. I do feel like some of the kids that go missing in this movie, especially like the main boy, who his mom is the one that's being possessed by the witch. Like, he kind of gets forgotten about, and not until the very end do you find out what happened to him. I'm like that just seemed like he was forgotten about, and like I was like, that was kind of weird. And like that was the whole, like, even the trailer made it like that was the whole point of this movie, is trying to find this kid. He kind of seems just to be kind of forgotten about. Also, I didn't, as if I were to say anything complaints, I thought the main kid, the teenage kid, was okay as an actor. I don't think he was great, but he was okay. It wasn't like douchey. He could have been douchey with the kind of character he was playing, but he wasn't that douchey, so that's kind of reassuring. I didn't think he was that great, but he was all right. Like, he was just an okay actor. Yeah, like I said, I like this movie. I really do highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Out of all the movies there, like, you can watch on demand or anything like that, this is one of those I'd probably recommend people watch. If you like horror movies like I do, this is a pretty solid sit. Yeah, I recommend it. Now, I actually made a list of all the movies I gotta go watch that I have missed since this pandemic started. So and it's a long ass list. I still gotta do reviews. And this is not in any order of what which reviews I'll do first and which ones I'll do last. This is just a random order. A lot of these reviews will just come at random. I don't know which ones will come first, which ones will come last. But here they are. I still got a review. Trolls World Tour, The Vast of the Night, The High Note, Becky, Infamous, My Spy, The King of Staten Island, Scoob, Capone, Palm Springs, Relic, The Lovebirds, and Artemis Fowl. That's 13 fucking movies I still gotta review. So good luck to me on trying to do all those. And a lot of those I gotta do subscriptions to like Hulu and Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon Prime. So I'll be trying to, like I said, I will be doing those. Because like a lot of those I have to like get subscriptions to, but I will be doing reviews for all those eventually. Like I said, eventually. I just don't know how or what kind of order it's going to be. So until then, I don't like I said, I think my next 3 I'm going to try to review are Trolls World Tour, Becky, and Infamous. I think those are the next 3 I'm going to plan on doing. But until then, I will talk to you guys later.